Monday, best day of the week. Time to bring it. How are y'all doing today? Okay, first off, I want to tell you guys about two AI tools that I feel like are freaking changing the game. Okay, first, it's called Hermezo. It's an AI-powered travel assistant, which I think is pretty awesome. And then second is it's called Skim AI. It's efficiency-centered inbox transformation tool. So I think that's pretty cool. Dang, looking pretty good again today. All right. So where are we at in the world? I wanted to give you guys some news I just found out about. Okay, so Apple is closing down a 121-person AI team in San Diego. Apparently they're trying to move them to San Diego or to tech from San Diego to Texas, but they're getting some pushback. I don't know. My guess is that they'd be probably moving them to Austin. I hear Austin's like a crazy good startup city, I guess. I don't know. And I got this information from the rundown. So y'all don't forget to subscribe. And me personally, I'm thinking about purchasing this ticket to this AI convention that they got coming up in March, and going to see some people, then be like, hey, where y'all live at? Check out my YouTube channel. Let's make money together, and then maybe go where they're at. Be let them know first I'm gonna do a little traveling. So that's my plan there. What else? Okay, so I guess we'll do some long form, some Q&As. Well, first I'll tell you guys about where I'm at. I am hanging in there. I'll say that. I'm hanging in there. I'm working hard. I worked out this morning. Got a good workout in. I listened to Human Labs, awesome episode. Then I listened to marketing school. I listened to The Game. I listened to A16 and Z. I listened to Upwork. Some pretty great podcasts, so I'm feeling good about that. I'm knocking out The Rational Optimist about halfway through. And it's Matt Ridley, not Stephen Ridley. Correction. And then, other than that, my coding class is coming well. I'm working hard. It's getting pretty tough, though. But yeah, I'm getting through it pretty good. So I guess we will move into a little Q&A. So, first question. Most important task. What would you say is the most important task of a successful business? I would say honesty, and I would say effective communication. I feel like if you can't communicate to your clients or your customers and keep them posted and informed on what's going on, say if you have a meeting or not a meeting or there's a deadline or something, just and you're not going to be able to make it, don't be one of those people that are going to be trying not to get on the just keep everybody posted. It makes everything so much freaking easier. So I would say effective communication and honesty are keys to successful business. And speaking of honesty, I guess I will get into the next one, which is power plays. Honesty, I'm just going to tell you about. Okay, so I told y'all previously about I was in Tallahassee, living in Tallahassee, selling copiers, network support, went and worked for one of our competitors. He did me a little dirty. Screwed me out of some money, and I decided to start my own company, and I was my plan was to take over Pensacola and make my way across North Florida and take all their business from them. And it didn't really work out like I planned it to, but so I'll tell you guys. So I told y'all, I went with this other company. When I first got there, they didn't really have much of a sales team. I'll say that. And so I was first things first. I was well, what kind of CRM are we using? He was well, what's a CRM? I was well, first thing first, we need a CRM. And I wasn't with the company very long, and so basically, I told y'all how he fired me and owed me a bunch of money and stuff. So what I did, I was a little upset, because I built this entire CRM. I put 400 and something accounts in it, and he put in 2 accounts, So I was man, are you really and then so I no longer had access to the CRM or anything, and But what I had was business cards, because like when I'd go in and meet people, I would take notes on, because there's buying windows in that industry, just like the insurance industry, there's buying windows. So you make notes on, okay, this is when I need to follow up with them so I can make sure to get them a quote, So what I did is took all of the business cards, put them into an Excel spreadsheet with all their buying windows, and I sent them to all of his competitors, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there's also like this other big like $1 million account that I know he was trying to win, and I made sure like the market leaders like went in and won the deal, and they called me and thanked me for it. So I'm pretty sure they won the deal. Copy facts. So yeah, that was one of them. There's a bunch more, but I don't really feel like getting into those right now. So I guess we'll go into professional pivots. Okay. So when I got into I was in the solar industry twice. I'll say that, okay? The first time I was .com and campaignenergysolutions.com. I took a hit, and when I took the hit, when I took the hit, someone stole my freaking domain name. It was bullshit. So like when I started up the second time, it was campaignenergysolutions.net. So persistence, grit, I guess you could say, and I guess I'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. So basically, what happened to me was, speaking of power plays, I'm taking my licks too now. So basically, I was like on Facebook, doing all this, all this, like I told you, I posting like 10 times a day, and it sucked, man. So I got like in this habit, like where I was fucking always marketing my shit, like ebooks, all kinds of shit, and yeah, man, I was freaking sending like these DMs and shit that were kind of fucked up, and basically this fucking somebody posted some shit. That was like calling me like a cuckold or something. The shit went like super viral. People started like commenting on my company shit and all this stuff. Yeah, man, it was bullshit. It sucked. But like I kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like got off to it, I guess you could say. Like a pain freak, like I said. But it was weird, because I've really studied myself, and it was like every time like words are associated with certain brain functions. I'll say that. Okay, so I feel like certain words, you see a certain word in it, like, it comes after it, pretty much, I guess what you can say, And with certain words, you get certain oxytocin and dopamine hits when you see it, because you know what comes next, or like names, that's kind of how it works. And that's kind of where I was at, because I was in such a habit of always just working. And yeah, so that happened, and they started fucking putting shit on my fucking company shit, on my Facebook shit, like on my Facebook like company page and all this shit that I built all myself. So I had to lay down, man. It fucking sucked. And it hurt. So I freaking took this job. I didn't even want to serve tables. Like that's like the lick I took. And so I went and got a factory job, It wasn't a bad company, I got the job that I applied for, I got a little upset that they promoted me like a supervisor, in a very short period of time. So I was making like really good money and everything, but I don't know, man. It sucked. I was in my hometown. I didn't want to show my fucking face, It fucking sucked. So I took this job. It's a good company and everything, but that was like, when I was doing that, that's when I decided to start the Campaign Energy Solutions again. And when I did that, I was a little upset, with a bunch of people. I found this install company to do installs for me, and they fucking sucked. Like, I was like such a team player with these people, but they wouldn't like fill me in on what was going on and everything. And I don't know, man. It fucking sucked. Like, they told me that it would be 60 days, and it was like 120 days, and they still weren't doing their shit. And every time it was just bullshit, because they were supposed to do their part. Like, I would send them a power bill, and they're supposed to make me a proposal, and they do it fucking wrong every fucking time, you know. And I was like such like tactful, like so nice and everything, until I finally just fucking lost my fucking mind, and I just blew up on LinkedIn on this fucking company because they're the worst. Like they were telling me like, oh, it's your first day, you don't know what you're doing. So then they'd send me like they were supposed to make a proposal for me. It was fucked, like completely fucked. So I'd have to go in on Aurora Solar, design a new fucking proposal, send it to them, and say this is what the fucking thing needs to look like. Make this. And I just lost my mind because there was literally no talent in the company anywhere, and I just like blew up on this fucking company. Yeah, so then like I was in the middle of a project with them and everything, and I'm getting into the pivot. Okay, so basically and the factory job I took, like basically we were like manufacturing cables for wind turbines. Okay, and what I did was pivoted from solar to selling cables for wind turbines. I found a Chinese distributor, went after their main account, which was GE, which is Thomas Edison's company. Went after GE, found out all about them, was posting, and my price point, I was making 10 grand per reel, and I knew I was like $80,000 cheaper than the freaking what they were getting for locally, or not I guess locally, I guess. So, that was a professional pivot, and it could work completely perfect because it was Campaign Energy Solutions for solar, and then Campaign Energy Solutions for freaking cables for wind turbines. And I also went after their other account, TriStar, which was this other, and like I said, they weren't a bad company, they weren't bad people. I just communication, like I said, and they made it very difficult for me to communicate my voice in that company. I didn't appreciate that. But they're good people, like they are good people. It's a good company. But yeah, but I think like that, just like those two things alone, like the other thing, I was like, okay, with the other company that was doing the installs for me, there's this company out of South Carolina. It's like, well, just tell me, just keep me in the fucking loop. It's like, hey, it's not going to be this time. It's going to be 45 more days, so then I can get on the phone and talk to my fucking client and be like, okay, I'm really sorry, but it's actually going to be 45 more days, but at least everyone knows, and I feel like people like have trouble with that, I'm just trying to like give an example, I guess you could say. I got to go to freaking Publix today. Got to re-up on my fruit game. I'm running out of fruit. I was thinking about doing a book review, and also I guess I'm just going to cut it off here. I feel like that's pretty good. So, remember, I love you, and you can be what you will to be.